Sup guys, it's Kosh, and today we are doing Idle Berserker Spells Guide. Finally, I thought that I did it like a month ago, but I didn't, so now we are making this for you. So we'll go through the game and I will tell you the builds that are actually working well for each specific situation. Let's go. And guys, before we start, small announcement. YouTube statistics shows that only 20% of you guys are subscribed, and it's really important for me to get at least 1k subs. So please, if it's not that hard for you, press that subscribe button so you will see more videos about idle and incremental games. So what can I tell you about the skills in this game? It's important to get all the skills available in order to get the right build. Right now I miss one skill in order to get the ultimate boss build, and I have the builds for AOE, I have the builds for different game modes. So let's go over each of those. We kinda covered a little bit of it in the beginner's guide, but now it's a little bit different, more complex, more thought through. Alright, so what you will need? You will need 4 slots unlocked, and in the perfect world 3 passive slots unlocked, but we have 4 passive slots unlocked, but we have only 3 right now, so we'll go with those. I'll tell you which will be the 4th passive spell when you will get it. Usually by that time you will be good, you don't need that guide anyway. So, first build will be the one that I use all the time. That's for the boss fights. That's the build I use to push through the boss stages, to go as far as possible in the game. Once again guys, before you go to the boss fight, you want to get attack bonus, at least attack bonus up, so you can do more damage. Alright, so what are the skills? The active skills. First one is Covenant of Hatred. It consumes 30% of your current health and increases critical damage by 15% for 8 seconds. Second spell is Requiem. It consumes 30% of current health and deals 700% of all enemies and increase their damage taken by 15%. I think you can switch them like places, because honestly the best way will be getting Requiem first and then Covenant of Hatred, because that will allow you to get that critical bonus later on, but it doesn't matter that much. Out of the testing I did, it doesn't impact your damage too much. Next skill, first, yes, it's important to know that you need that consume health in order to get the bonus from the passive skills. So it's important not to heal yourself and be damaged and below 50% health. Why, you will know in a second. Next one is Momentum of the Berserker. That's a B tier spell, really low tier, but it's really good to increase your attack by 36%, well, basically by some percent based on the spell level, for 10 seconds, and it's extremely good for buffing your damage. Now it's really good. For the 4th spell, I use the Damaging spell. And for me it's Sword of the Demon, because I don't have the one I need unlocked. This one is kinda okay, it's not crazy. You can use anything you want here that doesn't heal you. I would suggest getting Sword of Destruction if you have it. Like, this spell is really good. It does single target damage, and also it increases the damage enemy takes by 15% for 4 seconds. So after this spell, the enemy will take more damage. So it's really the best spell for the 4th slot. If you have it, that will be your go-to build for most game modes. Now the passives. Passives are interesting. I have all of those unlocked actually. That's pretty dope. The first one is Vengeance. Vengeance is the skill why we need the lower health, because when health is lower than 50%, attack and skill damage increase by 30% at this level, and higher the level, the more will be the bonus. This is really powerful, it boosts your damage by so much and you don't wanna miss it. The next one is Contract of Chaos. When in Berserk mode, attack and attack speed increases. Usually, what you do, you go all out in the Berserk mode. In the normal mode, your damage is kinda really lacking, so that's a good, like, this build is focused on the Berserk mode, let's put it like that. And next one is Rampage. When in Berserk mode, increase critical damage by 36 for 4 seconds. It have the cooldown of 0 seconds, so basically what does it do? During all your Berserk mode, you will do crazy damage. That's pretty good. All of those passives have 0-second cooldown, and they are really good. As for the active spells, like, those have really good cooldowns, but you really only need Momentum of the Berserker, and you need to get your health lower than 50%, and then you are good. Which spell I would put, which passive spell I would put for the 4th spot, it's a really hard question, because all of those are not that good. Obviously, SR tiers aren't really good. Feast of Blood not works because you fight the boss, you got only single enemy. Embodiment of Abyss doesn't work as well because it increases attack speed for the normal attacks. It doesn't boost your damage so much. I haven't tested, but out of the last row, this one will be the best. Warmonger might be good because it increases your attack speed and attack by 10% for 2 seconds. But skill cooldown is really rough, like 12-second cooldown is crazy. Now this one is defensive, you don't need it. This one is pretty good, but it have to match for the specific attack. But yeah, overall it doesn't give that much of a damage boost from the testing. What I really like is Lust of Blood. Increased attack by 17%, flat buff, really nice. Another option is, this is protection, don't need it. This one, Survival of the Fittest. Increased damage dealt to enemies by 29% for each crowd control effect dealt. And if crowd control effect is something like their increased damage taken and that kind of stuff, that would be good. If it's not, then don't go for it. And Dance of Corruption will increase your damage attack speed, so it should be pretty good as well in some situations, but your main damage will go out of the skills anyway, so yeah, I would recommend going for Lust of Blood or maybe Embodiment of a Beast, depends, or maybe Rage of Berserker, but I haven't tested it since I don't have all 4 slots, so it's really hard to tell. Important note, guys, if you want to get those spells ready, you would like to do the summon skills, and summon skills quite a lot because you will need those skills available. And like, for example, if I would get the Sword of Destruction, my damage would skyrocket. It's important, so try to get as many of those as possible. Anyway, when you get the good weapon, it's already not that important, so you can go for the skills at least till the moment when you get all the skills necessary. After that, you can go get your better weapons, upgrade the stuff, like whatever you can get. So yeah, summoning skills is really important. Moreover, like if you will upgrade your skills and make them stronger, they will get better effect. So it's a win-win situation for you. Now, what other builds do I use? Like this build is being used for, let me tell you which game modes I go for. Goblin Treasure Storage, yes. Adamant Mine, most of the time. Tower of Trials, mostly, because usually the boss is the problem here. Dragon's Realm, obviously, like this is the best single target damage. Dungeon of Ancient Ruins, yes, for sure. Daily Dungeon, sometimes. Now, this one is kinda not always go-to, but yeah, usually it's the best one. And for this one, I think it's the same. Yes, it's still pretty good. So as you can see, guys, when our guy, our main character, our Berserker, loses 50% of the health, his damage skyrockets and he is becoming way more powerful. Bam, like now, he is on the rampage. His damage will be crazier than before, and he will totally destroy your enemies, and the damage output will be really crazy. So now for the second build that I use mostly for the AOE, this one. This one have a lot of AOE attacks, like it have the Blizzard, it have the Requiem, it have the Momentum of the Berserker as well, because it boosts the attack, it's still pretty good, and Abyssal Wave, which is another good stuff that does AOE damage. Out of the passive, it have Warmonger, it have Rampage, and Feast of Blood. Why do I have this spell set up? I use it to farm normal floors, normal stages like this one where there are a lot of enemies, because it's really good for those fights, and sometimes for Adamant Mines and Tower of Trials when I have to defeat a lot of enemies. So sometimes in that stage it doesn't work when you go with like single target build, but most of the times it works. So yeah, it's up to you. I'd advise you guys to go with a single target build. Most of the time you won't regret it. How you can adjust your build if you don't have all the spells available? That's an obvious question from the newer players. That's the stage I am right now, because like I missed something. We already talked about the passives, which are good, which are not. Let's talk about the active spells. Honestly, like I tested all of the spells, and you gotta test it yourself, because depending on the level of the spell, some might be better, some might be worse. But those Requiem spells and Blizzard, like if you will go with a build that doesn't use the Vengeance, for example, you don't want to go for something like this, because those spells are really slow, they take a lot of time, and that the main usage for you is lowering your health. So if you don't need that, you can go for something that gives the most damage basically, and the spells that have something that will boost damage to the enemy. Like this one, for example, Envy of Evil Spirits, I don't use it because it heals me, but if I don't need to get the lower health, I can use that spell in order to get 35% extra damage for 3 seconds for the enemy. So it seems like a good deal, right? Most of the spells here that are doing damage and increasing some sort of attack to the enemy will be good. The one that kinda lowers damage taken by you, like Unbreakable Will, isn't useful because I have never ever died yet. Maybe later in the game it will be useful, but right now, at the current state, it's pretty useless. So go for damaging spells and you won't go wrong with those. Another spell that you have to use is walkthough. Like those spells are kind of different, but you have to use them as well. What I go for here are the stones that give you the most attack and amplify attack and that kind of stuff. So usually here I aim for something that will boost my attack overall, and that worked for me in the past to go through more enemy stages. So yeah guys, for now that's all I can tell you about the Idle Berserker skills, because right now that's all we have. If we will get the PvP mode, there you will have probably a different skill set, but most likely single target will be the best one. Although you might wanna regret going for lower health, so maybe there you might wanna use defensive spells. But right now I haven't actually got this mode yet. I don't know if it will be here at all, and maybe I'm not that far into the game yet. So yeah, in that case you wanna go for something defensive. But other than that, for the current gameplay that we have, this is like the best build ever. So let me know what you think about that build down below in the comments. If you have your own tips about the builds in Idle Berserker, let me know as well. And please, while you go into the comments, don't forget to like this video, and it's really important for me if you would subscribe. I would really appreciate it, guys. Other than that, check the pinned comment and the video description for more links. We have more Idle Berserker videos over there. We have a link to with the second channel and my social media, and Discord link over there, so you might find something useful there for sure. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching. That's about it for now. Stan Kosh out. Have a good one. Bye.